The 19th of March 2022, just a very brief video here. I've said before about the Nissan Leaf, and a person has a Nissan Leaf and the pure misery there is with that electric car. I have nothing against Nissan. I never was that fond of them. I had a few of them. They were a bit soft, well, a good enough car, but that's the internal combustion engine type. But anyway, the Nissan Leaf has a power distribution model which is situated away in between the battery and the rear passenger seat, and it's a day's work to get it out by a specialised mechanic. You have to send to China for a new one, and it takes up to 5 weeks for it to come, and it's 2 days work to put it in. It's hugely costly, about 7,000, and they go in Nissan Leafs after about 4 to 5 years. That's what you're in for, folks. You bought one, and if you buy one, that's what you're into too. The next thing is, that's the first bit of news. There's another type of car. There's the Hyundai Kona. I think it's Kona. It's Kona. It's the Hyundai electric car. And would you believe it? I found out that they have the exact same problem. The power distribution model is situated in an awkward place. It has to come from China, and you have to wait 5 weeks, and it takes a few days to get it in. And that's specialised mechanics. You're talking about 8,000 for both of these cars to get back on the road, and that's only one small thing. There's several other things can go as well. The battery can go on fire and all that stuff. So I just want to warn people at this stage now, anyone that gets caught with electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles, which are slightly better, where you still have an engine, they run on petrol mostly, they're hugely expensive, the hybrids. Now, going back to the fully electric car, which I'm talking about here, these are both fully electric. The Leaf and the Kona, I think it is, the Hyundai Kona, or Kona, I think it's Kona. The thing about it is, I was talking to the owner of the vehicle, so I know what I'm on about. This is true. This stops the household electricity charge from the battery. So if you have an electric car, you can go to the street and you can plug it in. And both of these cars will work if you use that. The problem is that's very slow and it doesn't suit everybody. It's nice to get it charged up at home. You can't do it with either of these two cars once this part goes, and they're going all over the place. I just happen to know this. I'm just telling it to you. Now, the other green thing, another green scam, electric cars are a green scam, of course, and another green scam is the heat pumps, where you take air from outside and you use electricity to heat the house and all of this, and they have it done that you have to have exact great insulation and all. But I've come across a person who got his house totally insulated. He had a good enough house anyway, but he got a huge insulation job done on it. His electricity bill for last year was 1,200, I think, or something like that. It was about 1,200 before he put in this thing, and now it's 1,200 for two months. So it was 1,200 for the year before he bought in, and now it's 1,200 for 2 months. I think he had oil before that. But in any event, the truth of the matter is that all of these heat pumps, whether they're pipes down on the ground or they take in air and fan it, you'll see a fan on the side of the house. They're simply electric heaters. The heat pump aspect and this thing about taking heat from the air, that is utter baloney. You cannot take the temperature here in Ireland tonight's about 8 degrees centigrade. That's it. If you try to turn that into 30 degrees centigrade, you have to import electricity. You can do that with a simple bar electric heater. The rest of it, all this thing about a fridge in reverse and all of that, that is a scam. That's just a way of fooling people. It has been a scam for years. I had it out at a home exhibition in Dublin in years ago, and they tried to tell me this. It's a lie. You cannot do it. The only way you could heat a house is with geothermal power, which isn't available in Ireland or the UK and hardly any parts of America. The only place I know of in America where you could use it is near Yellowstone National Park, and it's not going to be allowed for building because it's a special area of conservation and a national park of special significance. So that's the story there, folks. Electric cars, be warned. At this stage, I wouldn't like to see any person being caught with them. Stay away from them new, stay away from them second hand. Everyone who got them tells me I was right. They were full of enthusiasm, but they're not anymore. And the same with the heat pumps, a load of utter nonsense, a complete and utter scam, and an effort to get you to hooked in that you have to pay thousands for your electricity. Bear in mind, 1,200 for 2 months. You take the summer, if you take the winter, being 6 months, then that's 3,000, 3,600 for the winter for half the year alone, assuming that you won't need much of it in the summer. A scam. The scams are coming home to roost. The banks are going bottom up. God only knows where we'll be this time next week or in a month's time. I hope there won't be a complete financial collapse, but anything's possible. The idiots that are running the bank and running the government and totally no regulation, there's absolutely no regulation. I mean, if there was a regulator in Silicon Valley Bank, all they had to do was stop them taking deposits until they got a safe way to invest it. The hard fact is, America has nothing in its head, only stocks and shares and government bonds and investing, and that's all you hear night, noon, and morning. And there's still nobody producing anything worth a damn. There's nothing being produced in it, hardly anything. The whole manufacturing is gone, and it's all moving abroad, and that's by the deliberate hand of the government and the people who elected them there as well. It could result in unbelievable poverty if society went to break down in the United States. I mean, it's heavily armed. You'd have wars and everything. There has been civil wars in America. That would be a terrible vista. You could see the place all breaking up. And I don't know about here in Ireland, but there's certainly a lot of civil unrest in France. And there's a big divide. And what seems to be happening, in my opinion, is there's enough voters there to put in stupid governments. And the voters are stupid. They're putting in stupid governments. And then stupid governments go to do their thing, and a minority sees what they're doing, and then everyone begins to realise how they're being shafted by the people they voted for. And that's why you'll notice me continually on about that the only way we can improve our lot is not to vote for these idiots and stop feeling inferior. Irish people should not feel inferior. We have great universities. We have great people. We have some great industrious people. And we should not feel the need for some idiot from the World Economic Forum or the Davos or whatever the hell they're on about, or George Soros or any of these Bill Gateses or anyone. Neither Ireland, nor indeed America or Britain, nor Africa or India need these creeps telling us what to do. And they have no say in Africa. They're losing control of Africa. They have no say in India. They've got rid of the Commonwealth and all that other things, they've got rid of the British Queen and all that. And they've no say in many other countries. So they're losing their grip very, very fast, and that's a very, very good thing. It simply can't go on. I hope that makes common sense, folks, that as people experience the shock and horror of going to your bank where you have your life savings and getting nothing out, not good. I'll see you back for something else soon. Bye.